All right, I'm sitting here with Randy. How you doing?
Fine.
All right, you just want to give me a little bit history about yourself, like where you're from, how old you are, stuff like that.
I'm 43 and I am from Yardley, Pennsylvania.
Okay. How long have you been getting high for?
Since I was 14.
14.
Maybe 14, maybe 15.
Okay. And what would you say your drug of choice is now? Randy.
Huh?
What would you say your drug of choice is?
Oh, I think, okay. Well, my drug of choice is meth, but unfortunately, the meth that I've been doing, had fentanyl in it, so then I started doing dope.
Doing fentanyl. And you have, these are those sores from the,
Oh, yeah.
is that right if I show them on film? I think it's really important to
This isn't like a miss or anything. It just is where it's coming out, and it's weird. Like,
okay.
I got a cut there, and then it just started.
Wow. So have you said off air real quick before, when was the last time, have you ever tried rehab?
I've never been to rehab, like, in an inpatient rehab.
Wow, and you've been getting high since you were 14, and you're 42 now, you said?
43.
43. How long have you been homeless on the streets for?
Off and on for, I would say at least 7 years.
At least 7 years?
Homeless, yeah.
All right.
But that's not like straight. You know what I mean? Like there's been periods of time that are like couch surfing or.
Yeah. And are you an IV drug user?
Not all the time, but.
Okay. And are you getting these sores even without the IV use?
Yes.
So, wow. And what do? You smoke it the other time?
Or
Or
a lot of times I snort it.
Snort it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I try not to shoot it.
Okay. Yeah, it's just so scary what's going on down here. Are those the only sores you have here on your arms?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
My boyfriend, he absolutely does not like needles at all. So if I can, I try to, you
Stay
know
away
what I
from
mean?
him.
Because he just looks at me like with disappointment, and not to mention I don't like to do it. So.
Sure. What do you do for food down here? Is it just buy as you go along, or do you like take advantage of the soup kitchens and stuff like that? Like St. Francis, you ever go down there?
Oh yeah, and they gave out. This will blow your mind. And a lot of times when you go there, it's the nicest people, and they wait on you, and they bring you cake and everything, and then you leave, you get a nice package of like tasty cakes, or you get a nice big juicy steak.
Wow.
And when I say steak, I mean a filet mignon. I've gotten a porterhouse, and this last time I got a ribeye. And
wow, at St. Francis.
At St. Francis, and it was frozen, and I mean we just simply put it on the fire when we, you know what I mean, and it was just as good as any other steak I've ever had.
Wow.
And
it seems like they treat you guys like human beings, and they're nice down there to y'all. All right. Do you ever use like Savage Sisters or Prevention Point?
Yeah, I love Savage Sisters. They make you feel like, I mean, you can take a shower there and you feel like you're at home. Like,
yeah, it seems like it's a good.
Sarah's the most understanding, and like she goes out of her way to make us feel like cared about. She knows every one of our names. She does whatever she can for us, and she is just, I mean, she is an ex-user. So.
Yeah, she was one of the ones down here on the streets at one point. You know, we were talking off air about how it's hard for people that haven't been affected with addiction to genuinely understand what's going on down here.
I just don't understand. I don't. People say, we care about, like, when they come down here, people will stand in line and act like animals, and then we wonder why they don't come back. I mean, like, literally ripping the stuff out of their hands, like, then.
Oh, you're talking about when they come down with the donations and stuff?
I mean, yeah, like, if they don't come down with, like, donations or food or whatever it is, like, if they don't have something for them, then they'll stomp away like they're owed something. It's crazy.
Now, talk real quick. You said you were talking to a gentleman, and you didn't even realize he was recording your conversation the other day.
Oh God, yeah.
That's the part of YouTube I don't like.
I've never been so mad and uncomfortable at all at one time. Like, I'm sitting there, we're all sitting there, 5 of us, having a conversation about something that we definitely did not want to even leave the
You said it was like an
sidewalk.
intimate conversation that...
Yeah, that could possibly get someone hurt, and this guy is sitting there recording us and not telling us at all, and then, finally proceeds to tell us, after, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes of a conversation, and by this point, he's got all the juicy details and dirt and, recorded, and it went so bad that my boy, who is like the guy who keeps everybody safe, in my eyes, punched him,
Yeah.
and then broke the camera.
Wow. Well, I try to be careful. I only want to film people with their permission. That's why I bring you guys in the car to do it.
No, it's a whole, this setting, how this went down was completely, like, I have no problem with this. Like, I agreed to it. You explained everything beforehand.
Yeah.
This guy took advantage of, what we thought was, like, someone that was, genuinely, like, concerned and had some information for us. And
Yeah. Like I said, I don't like that. I feel like they should tell you up front. Just sucks because you're in the public, so people, and I had to tell you what the law is. Like, it's legal for him to do that, but it's not right.
And we don't have access to, like, the library anymore or anything like that to even look at that. There's nowhere to charge our phone.
Yeah.
And then they give out the Obama phones. They have an hour and 30 minutes of battery life.
Yeah, that is so
but
crazy.
nowhere to charge them.
Yeah, dude, your guys, the Obama phones die so fast down here, so fast, and then you run into the problem of even finding where to charge them, huh?
Oh my god! And it's every place that we do have to charge, like, it's just.
Now, talk a little bit. I'm sorry. Talk a little bit about. You say you think you're dealing with endocarditis again, and you've done this before.
I've had endocarditis 2 other times.
And the other ones were more serious, or did they get? You were in the hospital for a while. You said, right?
Oh yeah. I was in the hospital for 36 days, and then I was in the hospital.
Have you been in the hospital for this endocarditis yet?
I'm trying to think. I think I was in the hospital for the longest period of time for the first one, and then I went into the hospital the second time because I felt like I went to the emergency room.
Okay.
And then when I left, they sent the police to my mom's house because I had it again, and it was so, like, it was already, like, so progressive.
Advanced, yeah.
That if they didn't get me back to the hospital, that I was not going to make it another day. So they sent the cops to my mom's house.
Well, that's when you know
But
it's serious.
I wasn't in the hospital for that. They sent me to like an oldie. It was not an oldie.
Like a nursing home?
Yeah,
They
sent me to Kensington Hospital first.
Oh, okay.
They got me started on methadone.
Yeah.
And then they sent me to that place.
Oh, okay. That's my friend Jim. He was in a wheelchair down on Tioga Street. We got him off the streets. He's at Ivy Hill Nursing Home right now. It's probably the same type of situation where you were at.
Oh, it is. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful thing there, but if you're 98 years old and have nowhere to go and nothing to do.
Yeah.
Because all they do is make you wait there.
Well, that's what he's doing. He's saying, he's like, man, it's so boring. It's so boring. And we got him a phone and like a tablet to at least like scroll on the internet, but it must get boring there. All right, listen, I will let you get going. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this interview.
I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought you got to sit in the car in the cool, get your makeup going.
I appreciate it. And the air conditioner.
Yeah, and I got some stuff in there. We'll talk off air. I'll see if you have any stuff in the back you can use. I gave you the toothbrushes and
tissues.
Tissues.
My nose.
Yeah.
Kensington has caused me nothing but the worst boogies I've ever had in my life.
Well, it's so much.
What is this thing?
This?
Yeah.
You have it on there too.
But
No,
it's the same thing?
It's a wireless microphone.
Oh, that's so cool. I never seen it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's I want these interviews to sound as professional as possible, so I bought the best equipment you can get
Oh my god.
for it. Yeah.
That is so cool. Did you ever have any one of the nuts run off with one of them?
No, I forgot to take it off of one girl before, and then like I'm running down Kensington Ave like 10 minutes later looking for her because it's like a $500 setup.
Oh my
so
god!
I was like, oh my god! It was like the second day I had it too. I almost lost my
I
shit.
would.
But
I could only. My thought is I would probably have ice cream, and it would be.
yeah.
That would be the worst thing that would happen if I forgot.
Right. Well, listen, Ryan, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this, and I hope we can continue having conversations in the future.
Definitely.
You know, maybe once a month, once every other week, something like that. We'll meet up, do a quick
We
interview.
can talk about my friend who just got shot in the face 12 times.
Wait a second. What?
Yeah. Yeah, my friend, my close friend who I was in jail with, we'll call her Natasha.
Okay.
Her and her boyfriend have an apartment, it's a room for rent.
Right.
In the second to last building on Kensington Ave, right before Somerset. And they have a neighbor that decided they were going to let some thugs in and rob them because she does dates and makes a lot of money. And so the neighbors let the people come in, and they kicked in the door, and my friend Natasha jumped out of the second story window, and she went and she called like her friends, and
Wow. She was shot though?
no,
Oh.
no, it gets worse. So then after she jumped out of the second story window, she called them. They came, the people that were like, we're going to help her, keep her safe and get her out of there.
Yeah.
We're running like towards her building, and there's a gate on the back to like get in.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that were robbing her stopped them at the gate, pulled out a gun, and shot this poor kid, Mir, in the face 12 times, and
Wow.
and for no reason, when all he was doing was coming to grab her and get her out of there.
Wow.
And he was just turned 20, I think.
Wow.
I think he just turned 20. And this kid, he's like one of those people that is just, like either he hates it or he loves it. And like he just got out of jail. And when he was in jail, I talked to him maybe 3 times because we have a mutual friend, and when he got out, I gave him 64 cards for every week he was in jail, and I just wanted him to know that someone was, cared about him.
Yeah.
Because he beat the crap out of someone who robbed me before. He saw me crying, didn't ask any questions,
Wow.
and just went and got all my stuff back and everything.
Sounds like he likes to help people out. Nice guy.
I mean, he's like
Or he did.
He's like the Robin Hood, like you know what I mean?
And now did he pass away?
Oh,
yeah, I'm
and
sure.
the cops called it a scoop, something scooping. Like they came with a shovel, scooped his body up, and put it in the paddy wagon, and that was it. We didn't even get notification. Like his family wasn't notified. Nothing.
One of my friends, Dominique, down at Clearfield, she just overdosed, and it was Sunday it happened, and they couldn't find her because, do you know Philadelphia doesn't even write the names down of overdose victims anymore? They don't even cover that. It's wild. They don't even write down your guys' names anymore if you overdose.
I found my best friend overdosed, and he killed himself in that tent right there.
Wow.
And when I say my best friend, I mean I first of all dated him for 9-10 years,
Wow.
and second of all, my boyfriend now, I met through him, and we all stayed together.
So wait, do a hot shot on purpose, you think?
No. He lost his daughters because, he had some drama with their mom, and so they started some nonsense. He was put in jail for it, and they said that he was, abusing them or whatever, which they weren't. He wasn't. I lived with him. I know for a fact that it didn't happen.
Right.
And then, on top of that, we all got evicted from his place because he lost all the benefits when the kids left.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was everything he had from storage was lost because of he couldn't afford it.
Pay the
But
bills.
he
Yeah.
had a friend, this girl Ashley, that was going to help him take care of it, and instead she decided that she was going to, go on a shopping spree and spend the money he needed, and promised him. So then he lost all his mom and dad both died when he was like 9 or 10, something like
Probably
that.
lost all their stuff when
Everything.
the storage unit got taken. Man,
it's horrible.
Yeah.
And then when he lost that, it was like.
And if he's already homeless down here, his mental health isn't the best to begin with.
And then on top of it, he the girl that was supposed to help him was using him as because he didn't do dope at all. He never touched it ever a day in his life, and he hated it because his parents were addicted to it.
Right.
So he was giving her all his samples, and the night that he I guess had enough, she was mad at him because he was holding on to his samples to get money, to sell them to get money, and she wanted it, and she was mad. So that was the fight that they were in, and I kicked her out of the tent because they were staying in the same tent together.
Yeah.
And then the next day, he just looked empty in his eyes, and we were supposed to smoke, and we were getting something to eat in the park, and he's like, okay, I'll meet you back at the tent. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and then it started raining, and I went to go put the tarp on his tent, and I looked inside it, and then I just knew, I knew it, and I know the girl that gave him the bag, and I tried to, let's just say that I've never seen anybody run this so fast in their life, because I was screaming about 6 times as loud as I've ever screamed before, and I was punching on him. I was like, please just breathe, and I never gave anyone CPR in my life, but for some reason I knew how to do it right then and there.
It's shocking when you see a loved one dead like that, and
my boyfriend was in jail at the time, so I had nobody to help me.
So you're all on your own.
And Clip was coming the next day, and I had to pack up the tent all by myself, and all these people, instead of helping me, felt the need to get high instead. And when George died, Ashley was supposed to go get me the phone from the next door neighbor. She thought it would be okay to go cop instead and didn't come back for an hour. So that was probably the difference between life and death for him.
Wow. Yeah, well, I'm sorry that happened to your friend, man. Sorry you're dealing with that.
I'm consumed with hate now, and it's so sad because I always said I'm never going to let these people change me.
Yeah, you're dealing with a lot of trauma, and in PTSD, it's real, All right, thanks again for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for listening.
All right, I will see you soon.
Okay.